Two dragons fall from a storm-black sky, locked together, burning. One prince is half-blind, the deadliest warrior of his age. The other has no dragon fire left to win with, only a single slender blade. So he jumps from one dragon's back to another's, high above a lake, and he drives that blade down through the ruined socket where his enemy's lost eye had been. A whole war turns on one thin sword. So what is Dark Sister? Welcome to Westeros Within, where we journey into forgotten ages, hidden legends, and ancient mysteries. Dark Sister is a longsword, but not like the heavy steel most knights carry. It is slender, lighter, faster, forged with a narrower blade and a smaller grip, as if it were made for a hand quicker than it was strong. And it is Valyrian steel, rippled like water frozen in motion, dark as smoke, sharp enough to shear through ordinary swords and never lose its edge. House Targaryen carried only two such blades out of the doom of their old empire. One was Blackfyre, the Sword of Kings. The other was this one. For 300 years, Dark Sister was the blade you handed to the most dangerous person in the family. Not the heir, the killer. Dark Sister was forged in Valyria in the years before that empire burned, using arts the world has never recovered. Spellcraft folded into the steel itself. When Aegon the Conqueror crossed to Westeros, he did not carry it. His sister did. Queen Visenya Targaryen was a warrior in a way few women of her time were allowed to be. She rode the dragon Vhagar into battle, and she wore Dark Sister at her hip. The story says it was likely forged for a woman's hand from the start, and in Visenya's grip, it became legend. That set the pattern. Dark Sister never belonged to the Gentle Ones. It passed to Prince Aemon the Dragonknight, called the finest swordsman the realm ever produced, to Baelon the Brave, to the warrior princes of the line, a sword for the family's sharpest edge. And then it came to Daemon Targaryen. If any man was born to carry Dark Sister, it was him. Charming, restless, dangerous. A prince who fought in the stepstones, who craved a war the way other men crave wine. He wore that slender blade for decades, and when the realm tore itself apart in the war, the singers called the Dance of the Dragons, Daemon and Dark Sister were at the center of it. His great-nephew Aemond had become a nightmare. Aemond rode Vhagar, the oldest and largest living dragon, a beast the size of a hill. Aemond had already killed a boy. He had already put the Riverlands to the torch. And he was winning. Daemon went hunting him. They met over the Great Lake at the heart of Westeros, the God's Eye. Daemon on Caraxes, the blood worm. Aemond on Vhagar, far larger, far stronger. The dragons climbed into the storm clouds and fell upon each other, tearing, burning, screaming, until both were ruined and plunging toward the water. And in that falling moment, Daemon did the impossible. He drew Dark Sister. He leapt from his own dragon's back, across open air, onto Vhagar. And he drove that slender Valyrian blade through the eye Aemond had lost years before, down through his skull, ending him in an instant. No army, no dragon fire. One man, one sword, one leap. Then both dragons struck the lake and vanished beneath it. Aemond's body was found, crowned with a sapphire where an eye once sat. Daemon's body was never found at all, and neither, for a long time, was Dark Sister. But the blade did surface again. Years later it returned to the crown, and in time it was given to another dangerous man, a royal bastard named Brynden Rivers. The realm called him Bloodraven. Pale as bone, red of eye, a sorcerer in all but name, and the most feared spy master the Seven Kingdoms ever knew. He carried Dark Sister for decades, through rebellions, through whispers, through blood. And when his enemies finally brought him down, He was sent to the Wall to live out his days among the Black Brothers of the Night's Watch. He took the sword with him. Then, one cold day, Brynden Rivers walked out beyond the Wall on a ranging into the haunted forest, and he never came back. The sword of Visenya, the sword of the Dragonknight, the sword of Daemon, carried into the frozen dark by an old man who was more than he seemed. And there it disappears from history. So here is the question I want you to argue about. Dark Sister is still out there, somewhere beyond the Wall, in the snow and the silence. If that blade is ever found again, who deserves to wield it next? And do you believe a sword can carry a kind of destiny with it? Or is steel just steel? Tell me in the comments. I read them. And if you want more lost objects and buried histories from this world uncovered, subscribe and stay with us, here at Westeros Within, the stories they never told you.